Hey, everybody, it's the David Hasselhoff Show. We are here. We are live. We're going to have a good time tonight. As you can see, what the theme is right now. We got the show going on starring David Hasselhoff and Sagi GTK 500. I don't know. I made that last word up. But let's start the show right now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Michael Knight, along with Sagi D GT 500 KR. And if you don't know what that stands for, then you've been lost in a cave somewhere wearing a cape and a cow. Hi, Sagi, how you doing, brother?
Well, hello there. So what's up with the live stream? Because it's just saying now that we're just now, like it skipped our whole video intro and everything.
Wait a minute. Are you even serious right now?
Well, see where it says live 28 seconds?
No.
It started like in the upper left-hand corner.
No.
Oh, well, never mind. Maybe it's just at my end. I'm sure it all worked out great. Yeah, I'm doing awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I see we got a few watchers in the house already. We have 5 comments, and those 5 comments are coming from Lorraine Moore, Tobin Schwing, Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine. Hey, he's got my first name, Michael Knight. Actually, no, I'm just kidding. I'm David Hasselhoff. I like to get drunk and eat Hardee's, or not Hardee's. What is it in your area? Carlos Jr. Carlos Jr. burgers and curly fries and half of my sandwich is falling out of the bun and it's all sloppy. That's the way I roll. How about you?
All right. Well, I was trying to think of the clever rhyme that would go with Hasselhoff. And I was like, you know what? It kind of rhymes with horsey sauce. So you could be David Hasselhoff who goes to Arby's and gets a giant roast beef with extra horsey sauce.
Oh, Lorraine the Moore says she saw the video of the car, so I guess it went over smoothly.
Schmoovingly. Also, I wanted to mention that Hebrew, in case y'all haven't noticed yet, is quite the exuberant one this evening. He is a ball full of energy. So I'm going to try my best to match that level of enthusiasm. However, I do admit self admit that it is going to require a little oomph of extra effort on my part to keep up with you this evening. You are ecstatic, my man.
Well, I got to tell you something, man. It's because I got up, I ran out the door real fast, I came back in, and you know what I think gave me so much energy tonight? I'll tell you what gave me so much energy tonight is I'm just happy to be with all you fine folks here tonight, and especially you, Saji, my good friend. And I don't say that just as a personality. I say that because I mean it, man. I mean, you are my friend. We talk to each other backstage. We talk to each other on the phone. We hang out at bars. We go to restaurants. We go to Sonic drive-through and do commercials. That's just how we roll.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. It's hard to, maintain all those things that you just said in today's society.
Yes, indeed it is. I tell you, especially the Sonic commercial thing. I don't think we've ever done that before, but hey,
No, but I can see us doing better than those two dorks they got doing them now. We could do way better than those guys.
I know, man. I never did say what gave me energy. I forgot. I rambled on, and what seems like an eternity, and then I never said anything.
Now I'm picturing those two guys in the car now, and the one is always ordering the most ridiculous food, like the kind of like it's like the cheese coney commercial, right?
Yeah.
So what cheese coney would you order? Would you try off of the cheese coney menu first at the Sonic drive-thru? Like if you're coming up with a wild and crazy obscure order just to see if they can actually create this concocted dog concoction that you make up.
Oh, I don't know, man. I take a hot dog. I start off a hot dog, right? You start off with the basics. You start off a hot dog, and
Of
then
course,
you
check hot dog and bun. Those are the given. Now you take it from there.
oh yeah, man. You take onions, you take peppers, you put it on top of that, and then you take some tater tots, you smash it into the hot dog. Like just
Huh?
smash it down into the hot dog as far deep as it'll go. And then you take cheese, nacho cheese, not just
Now
any
keep in mind
ordinary.
you've actually got to eat this thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat
Oh,
it.
okay.
I'm gonna
All
finish
right.
up the whole thing. You
All
take
right.
nacho cheese. I'm talking about spicy hot nacho cheese, and you pour it all over the hot dog. And then you take chili, and you pour it all over that. And then when you're done with the chili, you ask for the hottest hot sauce they have in the building, and then they bring it out to you. You squirt it all over your chili cheese cone dog, whatever the heck it's called, and then you
Now
finish
let me ask
that.
you this, because I'm also a hot sauce connoisseur, right?
Sure.
And you asked specifically, and I'd be doing the same thing, so that's why I'm intrigued. You wanted the hottest hot sauce they had in the building, right?
Yes.
All right. So you assume it's going to take them a minute or two to get to that hot sauce because it's kept in a special reserve location for only the people who ask for such exclusivities, right?
Yeah.
So, but they do bring it out, and of course, it's going to be a small size bottle. It's not like it's going to be, like it's something you could pick up at Sam's Club or Costco.
Uh,
It's
I'm
going to
not.
be something that they found on a Caribbean island, in the lost city of Bermuda, back in 1967. It was one of three missing bottles from a captain's pirate chest, right, or treasure chest, and they bring it out and they're so careful with it that they even hold the shaker and put the drops of the hot sauce on for you as to be sure that nothing happens to it, right? And after all that takes place and the waiter goes away, you know what's terrible about all that?
Huh?
You know what's terrible? About after all of that happens, you ask for the hottest hot sauce in the house. You wait the extra few minutes from them to find the small bottle, and they put the hot sauce on for you because it's such a rare, exquisite, delicacy, right? And even after all that, I still look over at the manager and hold some kind of reservations that he only gave me the second hottest bottle.
Well, that's because but that's because we've been lied to and we've been deceived and we've been screwed over so many times by the fast food industry that I could not just the fast food industry but the restaurant industry in general that I could see where you're coming from, my man. And like you have so much distrust and discontent for the restaurant and fast food business,
Oh yeah,
but
well, metaphorically, I was just talking about mainstream news, but you know what I'm trying to say.
right, yeah, that's basically where I was going with that. You know that, don't you?
Right? Yeah, you were setting me up. I went ahead and saw it, right there over the net. Had to knock it down.
Oh, Lorraine said that I should eat it on the bottom floor of a rest stop bathroom, David Hasselhoff style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think I'll do that. If you'll excuse me. Oh, getting back to my energy resource. Um, earlier I had broccoli and cheese, rice. Okay, it was rice and broccoli mix. I had the mix and I made it. Okay, and
All
then
right.
some broccoli that I had from the freezer, and I heated that up. There's one of those steamable bags, one of the steamable broccoli things,
Uh-huh.
and I put that in there, and then I had some not
I
so.
remember the first time I saw the Steven bag, and I why am I always so skeptical? I'm like, there's no way. Like, how is it going to work? I don't even put a hole in the bag. But man, those things work really good. Has your experience with steaming the bag been good? It turns out just right.
Well, I gotta tell you, my good friend, it's been kind of flip floppy. Like
Oh,
it
okay.
all depends on how long you heat it up. Because I've had several instances where I opened the bag, and even though it was steamy, I got my broccoli in there or whatever vegetable have you. I got it in there, and I was like, man, the ends of this broccoli crown is freaking cold. So
Oh,
it
so
really,
it's not thoroughly heating it all the way, like all the pieces evenly.
yeah.
Okay.
And that was such a disappointment. And that's what started my mistrust in the frozen food industry.
Oh,
Because the frozen food industry has lied to us and deceived us so many times and made up stories. I mean, um, not been hot enough, or sometimes it's kind of like a breakfast burrito. You put it in the microwave for that 6.5 minutes or however long you're supposed to have it in there, and then you
uh-huh.
take a bite and that burns the fuck out of your mouth. And then,
Right.
but then when you get towards the middle, it's freaking cold.
Yeah. And you notice, like, when it's mixed vegetables, they make it look like there's such an even blend of carrots and corn and I don't know what would be and peas, carrots, corns, and peas, just evenly blended, looking so non bipartisan. And then you pour you get the bag open and you take it out and it's almost all peas, like with like maybe
Oh,
four
I
pieces
hate
of carrot.
that.
Yeah.
No, I tell you that's horrible. I
Yeah.
feel bad for you. Like I said, man, frozen food industry and their lies, their deceit. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They tell
Dang
you that
frozen
there's
food industry people.
yeah, they tell you that there's mixed vegetables in there, and the next thing you know, you end up with a mouthful of peas.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. Oh, I just saw a ghost hop out of my glass. Hold on.
Well, what do you got in your glass there? What are you stirring? Sounds like you must have a hot drink, but maybe it's iced tea.
Yeah, I have iced tea in me glass.
Okay.
Hey, I got a question for Tobin Schwing. Mr. Tobin. Mr. Tobin, over here. Mr. Tobin? Yes, I'm sorry, Mr. Schwing. Where did you get that name, Tobin Schwing? I'm just curious because, well, the swing part, that's obvious. You go swing when there you see a beautiful a woman walk by the beach. Um, but Tobin, that's an interesting first name. Where did you get that from, sir? Every time I see the name Tobin, it makes me think of Tobin Spirit Guide.
Hmm.
And if you don't get that reference, then you don't get where I'm coming from, brother. The Ghostbusters and all that good stuff. I'll wait. I'll wait because obviously he has an answer, but he's got to think it through thoroughly.
Okay. With that being said, uh, did you have? Did go ahead? Did he answer you?
No, he said, "Damn all peas." I thought that was funny.
Oh well, you can see how far of a delay there is.
I know, right? He probably meant to say that like half an hour ago. We haven't been on the air for half an hour.
Or have we? Nee, 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 nee.
Dun, dun, dun. Um, you know what? While we're waiting for him to answer, I did have a song that I was going to sing at the bottom of the show, but I have the feeling that by the time we get to the bottom of the show, I'll be all tuckered out. I won't be able to sing it.
That is you're suffering from what is known as mofo.
Huh?
No, wait, FOMO. That's what
FOMO.
it's called.
Okay.
Yeah, FOMO. I almost said it the wrong way there. It's the fear of missing out.
Huh.
Yeah, so your fear is that later you'll either forget or won't have that same, you know, energy that you have now to be able to do it later. So if you're really feeling such a way and you want to flip things up, it's not like things are set in stone around here.
No, no, no. They're set in concrete, but not stone.
It's not like we have like an executive producer breathing down our neck telling us we got to stick to our itinerary.
All right. If we did have such a producer, I would imagine him with a toupee, like a really bad toupee, and great big sunglasses, but like not regular sunglasses like you see today, but like, 70s sunglasses where the tint is kind of greenish, dark, you know?
And he has and he wears sunglasses so often that he actually has like what is it, tan lines around his eyes.
Right. Yeah, like Donald Trump almost.
Yeah, like Donald Trump almost. Exactly. Except for if it's not makeup. Speaking of Donald Trump and
Uh-oh.
almost,
Uh-oh.
man, has he put himself in an embarrassing and awkward situation? I was just reading an article right before we went live that he is in hiding, that he doesn't want to see anybody right now
Huh.
because he's so embarrassed over when he asked the medical expert that was doing the update. They were talking about how disinfectants, can clean the surface or whatever, and just giving them, telling them, tips and tricks on, how to, hygienically beat the virus. And he came up with the asking, well, isn't it possible we could inject the disinfectants?
Oh.
Yeah, and that didn't go over well. It made him look, and then he, how he tries to save face. He don't like being embarrassed, so he at a later press conference that afternoon or that day or whatever, he tries to say he was just being sarcastic. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to bash on Trump. There's things I like about Trump, but he really had a rough day today. He took his ball and went home. He's in his room having some me time. I've never seen him fit. And all the time he's been a president, I think he right this moment he actually feels embarrassed and slightly defeated.
Oh, absolutely, man. Hey, that's the thing is like when you're president, no matter who you are, no matter I don't care if it's Donald Trump or George W. Bush or George J.W. Bush, it doesn't matter. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. In other words, hey, Patrick Roberts is in the house. All right, man. I haven't seen him in a long ass time. But getting back to the presidency, that's just the way it is. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican, a Democrat, an independent. It don't matter. You're not gonna please everyone all of the time, and you might very rarely please some of the people some of the time.
Oh yeah, and anyway, making a long story short, I don't like to get involved in politics on the show, and I'm not even going there really. I just, it's just a shame that everybody's human. And it sounds like he had his blonde moment, and yeah. Anyway, that's what's going on there. So you want to do it? You want to give the room a shout out? Do we got enough in there to officially do it?
I think I just did.
Oh,
I can do another one since we got new people popping in.
all right.
We got new people. I keep spitting every time I say that. Yeah, sure, man. I'll give it another one. We got Lorraine Lamore, Tobin Schwing. Because remember, I paused to do the Michael.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know me. I just keep on pushing through.
Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine.
The new people that popped in was Lorraine Lamore, Awake and Activate, Patrick Roberts, and the rest. There you go.
All right. Well, what up, Ed and the rest? I haven't seen you in here in a while. Good to have you back.
No, but I was going to do my little song. Do you guys want to hear my little song?
Are you asking me hypothetically?
Oh, well, you already heard it backstage.
Yes, I have. And the audience is in for such a treat.
Well, I got to tell you, they better be, because if I don't do it now, it's going to be never. Because I'm going to lose all my energy. Hold on, let me do a couple of jumping jacks just to get warmed up. Here we go.
Yep. Plus we did that really quick shout out. We'll see how many are still here after he sings the song.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, let's see how many people we can lose. I'm going to do some jumping jacks to get warmed up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3. Okay. Woo. All right. There's my jumping jacks. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ready? Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Okay, here we go.
I'm going to mute up.
I'm doing the thing. Hey, we already lost one before I even sung the song, so they're probably comprehensive about it. All right. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Let's start the music first. Let the music play a little bit. Here we go. Okay, you ready? Here it goes. Obla-dee, obla-da, obla-dee-da. Oh, I'm not going to have music. It's screwing me up. Obla-dee, obla-da, obla-dee-da, obla-dee-dee-dee-dee. Life goes on. Jenny's in the bathroom curling her hair. Michael's in the living room in his underwear. Armor's in the front yard, he doesn't care. Obla-dee, obla-da, life goes on. Obla-dee, obla-da, obla-dee-la. Obla-dee-dee-dee, life goes on. Scare performance is mad as hell. Armor's out in the backyard, ringing a bell. Everyone's happy, they're saying, oh, yay. So everybody get with me today. All right, there you go. There it is.
Oh, wow. I'm ready to obly blah. No, I'm just kidding. That was actually pretty good, all things considered. And you slightly changed the words. I think you were doing it on the fly. I like the second version better.
Thanks, my good friend. Oh boy, my chest is hurting from doing those jumping jacks.
I bet.
Whew. Okay.
So, do you feel better now that you got that out of your system?
Oh, most definitely, my good friend. I might have a third version of that just before the end of the show. But
all right.
Hey, fuck that then is in the house.
All right. Well, we invite diversity here.
Speaking of diversity, I wanted to cover a cover story that I did back about 2 years ago.
You want to cover a cover story. So that's like putting a paper book cover on a book cover.
Oh.
But go ahead. You're going to cover a cover story.
Sure. It's something I did about 2 years ago. Actually, it was a blog that I did, and it was about the word gay. And by the way, I just want to say a little warning before I start talking about this. I'm not against homosexuals. I'm not sitting here trying to be like a bigot or a homophobe or whatever it is they want to call us.
Well, it depends. They call bigots bigots, and they call homophobes homophobes.
Yeah, I don't totally agree with that word, because I think that I'm not scared of gay people. You know, gay people do not frighten me in the least.
Well, then you're not a homophobe.
Oh, okay. Then I don't have to worry about that.
No.
But you know, I just wanted to talk about the word gay.
All right. It's a 3-letter word. It starts with G. There's an A in the middle.
Right.
And ends with a Y.
You know, the thing I want to say about the word gay is, you know, the homo, what are they called? The gay community or whatever they're called. They
Sure, there's a community of them. Yeah.
they took that word and they used it as their own, meaning homosexual. They changed the meaning to the word homosexual. And you know what I used to like to do is like let's say something sucks. Like it sucks really bad. Like let's say you told a joke and I said, "Well, that was gay."
Yeah,
Uh,
especially back, when we were, coming up through school, that was a popular cliche go-to negative response. Yes.
but I'll tell you, um, it what grinds my gears is that a couple years ago, I don't think you remember this, but what's her name? The gay comedian, the gay comedian. Wanda Sykes did a PSA on the word gay, and basically she was saying, "Well, if you say the word gay like something stupid, then it doesn't make any sense. So quit saying it that way." And then, no, that
You
was
know, you can tell that this is near and dear to your heart by how well you quoted that. But go ahead.
but yeah, what I don't understand is why the homosexuals all of a sudden think that the word gay, like the way we use it, like well, like I just mentioned, I don't have to mention.
So basically, since
No,
your
I don't
your
understand.
argument, if I'm hearing you right,
No, wait a minute.
they
No. Let me finish
oh,
before you make up your mind.
all
Um,
right.
here's the thing. We used to use the word gay long, 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 long before it meant homosexuality. We used to use the word gay, it meant happy. And then later
Yeah.
on, it meant something lame, like I just said. So
Right. It's the same as like, when you say that's bad, when you really mean that it's awesome.
right.
Right. Yeah. So, and then later, but originally bad actually meant bad, but, gay originally meant happy, and then you turned around and then now it means something negative. So, yeah, I get what you're saying.
So it's like, well, wait a minute. Why don't we have the right to free speech and use the word however we want? Why
Well,
all of a
technically,
sudden,
you do.
huh?
You do have free speech. It's just that your free speech is being censored by politically correct.
Exactly. And that's what I wanted to mention. That's what I wanted to bring up is that it wasn't their word to begin with, but yet they tell us, um, it's not okay to say gay in that way.
Why am I having a Happy Gilmore moment all of a sudden?
I know, but
Oh, go make some hay down by the bay. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, that was the scene. Okay, yeah. My favorite line from him, by the way, was when he said, "I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast," and he's like, "You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?"
Yeah, I know.
But no, man, that's something that's been bothering me a long time, and
So
you know,
I would imagine so because people pretty much quit saying that's gay like 20 years ago. No
oh
offense. It's
well,
kind of it's kind of like died off like I don't know around 5 years after Cool Beans.
oh, I say cool beans all the time. I don't know what you know.
Yeah, I was I
Look
was
at the chat. Sorry, I was reading the chat. Tobin Swing says, "You don't say." And then Lorraine said, "That would make a great bumper sticker." What it, but it just, I know that there are sayings that go away and don't stay. Um, but it's just it grinds my gears.
Yes, I understand. However, I think there's some things where you do have to kind of either stand, either lead, follow, or get out of the way. And on this particular word, gay, I think it'd be in your best interest just to get out of the way.
No. I'm not doing that. I mean, listen, here's the thing. Oh, I get what you're doing there. Um, I mean, does it not bother anybody else that we can't? It's like we're being policed what we can and cannot say. You know, it bothers me. I mean, that's not the only thing, but I mean,
Well, I mean, again, I mean, I understand. I get what your argument is. It's a lot like the using the word retarded. Like when you're saying something is stupid, you're not allowed to use that word anymore either because, if I happen to be a retarded person listening, it's going to hurt my feelings that you used it in a negative context. And there could be a gay person listening who you could offend or hurt their they feel like that you're attacking their sexual preference, with negative context. So, I mean,
yeah, but here's the thing.
here's what I think. I don't think that you're actually going to use the word enough in your normal everyday sayings. I just don't see where it's going to catch on enough to where you're actually saying it. What maybe how often do you think you would say it in a week?
I don't know, like 10 times a week.
All right. So a little bit more than once per day, then, right?
Well, no, I don't know. But no. You don't get the point when I'm trying to make. I know you
I'm
do,
saying I think you can
but
get away with it. I
when I
think you can pull it off,
right,
even though it is politically incorrect. I think based, on the where you live and your level of executive professionalism, that you could sneak in that's gay every once in a while, and people wouldn't frown too hard upon you.
no, but when I'm saying this, and I'm gonna say this, and then we'll change gears. But I mean, that is not their word. Like that's not a word that was used for homosexuality at all until the later 20th century. The word
So
gay.
you want your word back, is what you're saying. I want my
No.
word back.
No, I'm
You
saying
all can't have it and take it and make it a bad thing for me to say it. Am I hearing you right?
I guess. So anyway, we'll just switch gears here. I guess I'm running.
I'm slightly concerned
Everything's
that you're
falling
so
on deaf
that you're
ears
so
anyway. So
infatuated with the word and how much you want it.
the thing is, no, let me hold on. Just real quick. I need to finish this thought
All
really,
right.
really fast. Um, the word meant so much more than it used to. It's not merely just a word. And it's like you can't even sing the Flintstones song anymore without feeling bad about using the word in the Flintstones song. You know, the
Right.
part where they say, "We'll have a gay old time."
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
So, you know that's all. I'll move on, but I just want to say one last thing about it though, real quick.
All right, if you must.
You were talking about the way we used to say, "Well, that's just retarded." Now, that word is not got several meanings. It only has the one meaning. So when you're saying it in a negative way, it really is saying retarded in a negative way. It's putting a negative spin on the word retard.
Well,
And,
give me an example of how retarded can be used in a positive way.
well, you could say like uh hold on, I got it. I
All
got it.
right.
Okay. Uh boy, that no. I better not. Um boy, that retarded guy down the road there, he sure had some nice jeans. No, uh we're not even
Why did you have to comment on his DNA?
oh man. No, I shouldn't have.
It's called a learning disability.
Right.
He was born that way. All right, I digress.
Oh, I'm gonna pass out if I keep laughing here.
We're going to go to hell for this one. You know that, right?
Do what?
So we're going to end up in hell for this one. We need to shift gears real fast, like Knight Rider in a drag race.
Right? No, or you could say, boy, that. No, I'm done with that. Okay. I got to
Well,
mute.
the only example I can come up with is if you're talking about, like, if you were in the late 1980s and you're listening to this brand new hip hop beat on your headphones, and you take them off real hard and you throw them on the ground, and you look at your best friend who just made this tape for you, and you go, "That beat is retarded," because that actually means it's the best beat you've ever heard.
Oh, okay. I see. Well, now wait a minute. Wouldn't slamming down your headphones be negative?
No, you slam them down because you're so excited.
Oh, okay. I took it as though the person didn't want to hear it anymore. They're like, "Holy fuck, this is retarded! It's hurting my ears." That's what I thought. That's the context in which I took it at. But you took a totally different spin on it and changed it into something positive.
Well, I'm not Sagi GT 500 KR for nothing.
That's right. I know you're not Sagi GT 500 KR for nothing. Because you are the best Sagi GT 500 KR that any Sagi GT 500 KR can be.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But I got to tell you something, brother. You're sounding you're fading out a little bit. Not that you are literally fading out. It just sounds like you're coming down on your energy levels. Are you okay?
Oh, no, not at all. I actually went to look up something real quick. But you know how my phone be doing?
Oh yeah, your phone be all kinds of PHAQ up, fucked up. You know what finds me intrigued, what I'm intrigued by, is how we could take like the word fuck, for example, and put a positive spin on it by giving it a PH in front of its name.
Well, now you're really going out on them, my friend, because nobody actually ever does that.
Oh, sure they do.
But I was going to give you some interesting details on Kit.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
All right. Kit was an artificially intelligent electronic computer module in the body of a highly advanced, very mobile robotic automobile. The original Kit was a 1982 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, and the second Kit was a 2008
Cobra
Ford Shelby GT.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was a Cobra. Go ahead.
500 KR. And that's why I chose GT 500 KR for those who know.
Okay, I got you. Do you remember the 1990? I think it was 97 or 98 TV movie called Night 2000, and it had there was more than just one kit. Like there was several different versions of him.
Like they had a fleet of them or something?
Yeah. And there was
that would be cool.
I think one of the kits that I remember like from that TV movie was a Cobra Viper, Dodge Viper. I don't know why I said Cobra Viper.
That's all right.
Dodge Viper. Yeah.
Yeah, Dodge Viper.
Lorraine Moore said you were on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn. Oh, Abraham Lincoln. Never mind. On LinkedIn looking for a new gig. Hey,
So you know how we were talking. I was trying to tell you earlier about the new thing where they took this pastor and they made him into a COVID-19 song. This evangelist guy,
yeah,
and I was thinking, and then I was trying to tell you about the old one, like how it's kind of become a thing now, where people take somebody quoting them in like either a newsreel or you know, a lot of times I'll do it with these shoot, I can't even think of people's names, like Ted Ted Brokaw, is that his name? Like the news announcer guys. I can't think of these guys' names, but they'll take something like from one of them and
yeah.
they'll edit all their words
I've
and
seen
make it
that.
into like a catchy song online or whatever. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Yeah, like what they did with what's his name from Nightline, Ted Brokaw or whatever his name is, when they did the what Rapper's Delight song, and they took several different clips. I said clips from different Nightline shows, and mixed it together. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So anyway, the one that started it off was all the way back in the day. Like, oh man, it was like the year 2000, I think. It was a
The
long time
year
ago.
2000.
But I thought maybe you could play it.
Okay, I will here in just a sec, but I want to mention real quick. I asked Tobin Schwing this question earlier because I was curious. I have always been curious about it ever since 2016 when I first saw him come up on the screen. And anyway, to make the long story short,
If you know what I mean.
if you know what I mean,
Since he
uh,
came on the screen. My man Tobin Swing.
we need a beat to that. Too bad we don't have a beatboxer. Um, No, but I'll tell you this though, man. I'll tell you this. He gave me an answer finally. It's up there on the screen. Can you see it? On your phone?
Yes, I can, but can I read it is a whole different story. Hold on. How I got my name. My older sister was Robin, so my dad named me Tobin. My last name really is Swing.
Oh.
I'm the only Tobin Swing in the whole flat world.
Oh.
So there.
Well, there we have it. See, I told you, man. I've always been curious about that.
Well, you know, and you really want to know, all you got to do is ask.
That's right. Ask and the answer shall be spoken. Okay, speaking of Jesus quotes, I hear you have some. Oh, wait. No, you have something different. The original thing.
Yeah, I was trying to look up the details on it right now. Hold on. It was Antoine Dodson. He became an American internet celebrity when back in 2010 as a resident of Lincoln Park Housing Project in Huntsville, Alabama. He gave an interview on local television news prompted by the report of a home invasion and attempted rape of his sister.
Oh, geez.
And then shortly after that was a different one. But anyway, this was like the first time this like became an internet thing. So I didn't include the actual news interview. Should we do that first? So for we see how they took
Oh.
one and changed it into the other.
Yeah, we could do that, but real quick, do you have it? You have it already in the Hangouts, or you got to send it?
Yeah, I gotta look it up real quick. It'll only take me a second.
Okay. Well,
Now that I know what I'm looking for.
while you're doing that, I got to go do something right quick, and then I'll be right back.
All right. Dum 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 dum. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean for that to happen. Hmm.
Okay, I just heard it ding. You ever notice when you look at me, like look at my picture real quick. Do you see it? Uh, hello? Oh crap! All right, let me look it up. I'm gonna look at it right
All
here.
right, look at your picture real quick.
Okay, now look at my picture. Now, when I'm looking at it from far away, it looks just like the action figure. Here's a picture of the action figure. Hold on. I have the action figure, but I don't feel like digging them out. David Hasselhoff action figure. Excuse me. Okay. That's not it. Here we go. Boom. Oh, sorry, folks. I appear to have the hiccups. Only slightly, though. Who's that girl that's next to him? That's weird. Here's the action figure. Bloodoo. How come it's so small? It looks so small in here. And then we'll get to your story, but I wanted to show you this real quick. Okay. Can you read your story? I mean the article?
It's not a article.
Oh. Well, what is it?
Hold on, I'm trying to.
Okay. Well, here's the action figure. I'll just put it on my whatchamadoodle. Hold on. It looks so much like this picture I've got up here that you guys probably won't even recognize me. So we'll do that real
All right,
quick.
I'm back. I'm sorry. It's a news interview.
Oh, an interview. Is something we can play on here?
Yeah, I just said it in Hangouts.
All right. Well, let me look that up real quick. But I'm
It's
still
the
trying,
most recent link.
I'm still trying to find that action figure.
Looks like we both fell down rabbit holes, huh?
Yeah. yours more so than mine, though, I do believe. I just wanted to show this because when you're staring at it long enough, like you and I are staring at it in small circles on the screen, but oh, now they're not gonna. There it is. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, it's a little bit blurry, but here it is, nonetheless. This is he looks like him though.
You know,
Right?
this would be if we were online in the '90s, what our avatars would look like.
Oh, right. Well, you know what? I'm going to leave that up a little bit. When only got 3 watching. Is Dan on or something? No, Dan's not on.
I don't know.
Oh,
We
shit.
went silent there for a minute. I'm sure we lost a couple people.
Oh, okay.
We had like about 2 minutes of dead air.
We did not have 2 minutes of dead air. That's silly. We might have had about a minute and a half.
All right, a minute and a half.
But hey, no, looky. What am I saying? Looky. I have a large Wookie for you. I don't know. Anyway, here we go. Let's put this on. I need more professional people on here. That's what the problem is. Did you notice on Taco Tuesday, Sandy Diva and good old Teresa Lynch made me step up my game a little bit.
Yes, they did, and you stepped it up. You did a great job. I listened to that show, or I'd say 90% of it anyway.
Oh, okay. What happened to the other 98.99.9%?
The other 10%.
Oh yeah, that.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Okay, no, I'm just giving you shit. No, but it seems like for some reason, unknowns to me, it just seemed like they made me a better person for some reason. Not saying that you don't show total professionalism and enthusiasm while you're on here. I guess I'm just used to them being. I guess I just felt like I needed to do it because they were like, I won't call them bigger people or anything, but like Sandy Diva, she is on the Scare Performance channel. So
she is. I think I might have heard of her once or twice.
Once or twice.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So here's that. I got that clip for you, by the way. Let me share my screen, and we will rock you. All right, here's that. Can you guys see my screen? I'll take that as a yes. All right. I'm going to push play now. It needs to be louder. Hold on.
To help and try to fight the offender off. That break-in happened early this morning.
Let me rewind it a little bit because I know you people didn't hear it all. So here we go.
Terrifying moments for a woman who woke up to a strange man in bed with her. The woman screamed. Her brother rushed in to help and try to fight the offender off. That break-in happened early this morning in the 500 block of Webster Drive in Huntsville. The U.S. Police Elizabeth Gemma caught up with the victim. Elizabeth, emotions were running high.
And Mark, the victim tells us that a man broke into her house and tried to rape her. Her brother
Yikes.
went in and he tried to help her out, but the man got away, leaving behind, though, evidence of his visit. Kelly Dodson was asleep with a little girl inside their apartment on Webster Drive when
I was attacked by some idiot from out here in the projects.
Dodson says her attacker used a garbage can to climb onto the unit's ledge, open the upstairs window, and then he got in bed with her.
He tried to rape me. He tried to pull my clothes off.
Dodson struggled with her attacker, knocking over items in her bedroom. Antoine Dodson heard his sister scream and ran to help.
Well, obviously, we have a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they're raping everybody out here.
The attacker got loose and went out the upstairs window, but he did leave something behind.
All right, you can pause it.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
A crime scene investigator photographed and dusted for prints on the lid of the garbage can and the window pane and ledge. Dodson says he's never seen the print before, but sends this warning to whoever is responsible.
You don't have to come and confess that you did it. We're looking for you. We gonna find you. I'm letting you know now, so you can run and tell that, homeboy.
I'm sorry.
You can run and tell that, homeboy.
He sounded like, when was this interview? 2018?
No, it was, hold on. It was 2004, I think I said.
Oh.
Oh, here, no. It was 2010.
Okay, I was just going by what this says right here.
Yeah, it was 2010. He gave in Huntsville, Alabama. And then the interview became an internet sensation. And when the Bed Intruder song came out, it was the first time they did such a thing, creating this, like taking an interview and putting the auto tune on it. And anyway, let's play the video they made from that interview.
Oh, hold on, brother. I gotta wait a minute. I gotta this guy. this guy.
You can play that part again if you want.
Yeah.
Is responsible.
You don't have to come and confess that you did it. We're looking for you. We gonna find you. I'm letting you know now, so you can run and tell that, homeboy.
Homeboy. That cracks me up, dude. I tell you. No, but you gotta. I'm just glad he didn't say home skillet or home bucket.
Right.
You know.
I can't believe that you never already heard this. I'm sure most of our audience probably already has, but we're going through this one because it's the first. There's like a new or more recent one that's all over the buzz of the Twitter sphere, right now. But we're going to get to that one in a minute. We're going back to the original one. Now, this original one is in your thing, but it's you should be able to recognize it. It says intruder, bed intruder.
Okay, let me go ahead and click on that real quick. Click it or tick it. Let's see here. Is it before this one?
I can't see anything.
I know.
It just says bed intruder on it.
Yeah, it didn't say that on there.
Terrifying moment for a woman
Well, then you didn't get the right one.
No, this is the wrong one here.
Yeah.
Why would? Okay, hang on. Just a minute, folks. We're having technical difficulties. Is it this one?
Yeah, you'll see the word bed intruder on the screen.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Scroll up.
Bed intruder. This is so funny. Must watch.
No, it's probably after that.
Okay, I'm just. Okay, I'm going to click on it. The words aren't on there, by the way, but.
You are this close to being on the ground.
Oh no, that's a different one.
Yeah, if I could see what you're seeing, it would help me.
Hang on. Yeah, you can't go in there because you'll lose the thing.
Well, I can. I gotta find something to share. Sometimes it'll let me.
Oh, that's the preacher one. Okay, I'll let you. Hold on, just one. Decline that. Hold on. What?
All right. So if you go into your Hangouts, it's bright yellow, and it's and you go up. Coming from the bottom, it's the fourth video.
Okay. Hold on, Teresa. We're right in the middle of doing something, buddy. We'll get to you.
You know that instrumental I had you play right before we went live?
The instrumental. No.
The one with the kit music?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's right above that one.
Okay. Was it right before? This is our personal Hangouts, right? Or was that in Shifty Sunday? Okay, I'm just going to play it. I don't think this is it. That's the preacher one.
Well, do you see one at 7:07 p.m.? Do you want me to resend it?
Hold on a second. No, 7:07.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. 7:07. 6:07.
Yeah, it'd probably been 6:07 your time.
Right. Okay. All right. We're on the right track, folks.
Well, obviously, we have a rapist in Macon.
Okay. I guess that's it right there.
Well,
Yeah.
Let me get back to StreamYard here. And we'll put it up there. There you go.
And this is the original. They have since made a remix too, but I figured we'd just go with the original.
Yeah. Here we go.
Obviously, we have a rapist in Macon Park. He's climbing in your windows, he's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your other, because they're raping everybody out here. You don't have to come and confess. We're looking for you. We gon' find you. We gon' find you. So you can run and tell back, run and tell back, run and tell back. Oh boy, oh boy. We got your t-shirt, you left fingerprints, and all you are so gone. You are really gone, for real.
The man got away, leaving behind evidence. I was attacked by some idiot in the project.
So dumb, so dumb, so dumb, so he's climbing in your windows, he's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your other, because they're raping everybody out here. You don't have to come and confess. We're looking for you. We gon' find you. We gon' find you. So you can run and tell that, run and tell that, run and tell that. Oh boy, oh boy.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. No, I've never seen that before.
All right.
That's very interesting.
Well, that was what started it all off. So I did all of that to share what's currently happening with this whole this pastor Kenneth. Hold on, let me find his name. Kenneth Copeland. He did a service the other day where he wanted to get rid of the COVID-19 virus by implementing a heat wave. Let's burn it out. He wants to burn it out with extreme heat. So he's calling on the Lord to give us a really strong heat wave so we can beat it. And then there's a clip of him saying this, and then there's the clip of the song they made out of him saying this. Are you with me?
I'm with you so far. Yeah.
All right. So let me see if I can help you.
I believe it's right up here at 8:59 p.m. Is that the one? No. 7:30 p.m., right?
Okay, the one in your particular Hangouts, the most recent thing.
Okay.
That's the interview, or like that's his sermon. Okay, but then in Shifty Sunday is where I put the song.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't need to. Oh, okay.
So just play the most recent link in your personal one first.
Okay. Let's get there.
Terrifying moments from woke up
No,
with strange
that's
men.
not. Okay. Did you say it'd be the most recent?
Yeah, the most recent link in your Hangouts.
All right.
We'll exercise judgment right now.
Because we have
Oh, this guy's loud. Okay, let me and get that up there. I just wanted to mention Lynch has joined us just now. Well, not now. She's been in for a minute. But I've got an announcement I've got to make. I'll make it towards the end of the show. Around the show. But anyway, But here's that video.
All right. I'll try to remind you.
Okay, thank you. I have a feeling she might do that for us if you don't remind me. But here we go.
You may want to full screen it. It's up to you.
Standing in the office of the prophet God, I execute judgment on you, COVID-19. I execute on you, Satan, you destroyer, you killer, you get out, you break your power, you get off this nation. I demand judgment on you. I demand a vaccination to come immediately.
Yes.
Okay.
I call you done.
Who's this other guy here? Is this his interpreter or something?
Yeah, I guess he's like his hype man. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
It's like his Flavor Flav, you might say.
I guess so.
You come down from
He's
your
really
place of authority,
getting into it, isn't he?
You crawl on your belly like God commanded you when he put his foot on your head
I thought he was going to swear there for a minute.
in the Garden of Eden. You will destroy through COVID-19. No more!
No more. No more.
No more.
It is finished. It is over. And the United States
Hey, he didn't say the. He just seems like he's been saying that.
of America healed and well
Thank you.
again,
Praise.
saith the mighty
Hallelujah. Glory.
Spirit of peace, who is also the Prince of War, the Lord Jesus Christ. When oppressive,
Let me ask you this. Oh my gosh, look at that face. Is this the one? Is this the one that Scare Performance saying that?
Scare Performance what?
Always saying this guy's a.
You're breaking up on me.
I am.
You said Scare Performance and then
Hear the part I said about being a lizard person?
no, I didn't hear that part. Yeah, I would say that this is probably who he's talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We heard enough of that.
Well, just got a couple more seconds.
Wanted them to hear the. Okay. Fine, but I thought we okay.
Yeah.
people attack his people. When mean, oppressive, nasty attack his people.
All right, yeah, you can stop it. It's breaking up anyway.
Really? What's
At
going on,
my
man?
end, but it might not be on our broadcast. And I don't think he's going to say the part I thought he was anyway. So, yeah. But you got the gist of what he sounds like when he's preaching. So now let's play the song.
Sure. Wonder that you're what? Is everything okay on your end?
Yeah. I mean, it
Okay.
seems like there for a minute the audio was chopping up. Ask chat.
Not my end.
I don't understand.
Sorry, guys. That's my phone.
Alexa said everything's cool, man.
Okay, so everything's good now. It's all good. Am I breaking up anymore on your end?
No, you're doing better now.
Oh well, thank God. Hey, my bottle just when you that sounded weird. But like when you're pouring a soda out of a 2-liter, and then if you squeeze, it leaves the indentation into the bottle.
Uh-huh.
And then later you're sitting there and you might be eating ramen noodles,
Here they go.
watching
Ah.
TV. Yeah, it goes pow real loud. That happened. So it kind of frightened me. But now we have this that somebody made using his sound bites, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's quite the internet sensation. It's been all over Twitter. It's been all over all my different social media. So I'm sure some people probably have already seen it, but just in case it flew under your radar, we're going to play it here now. And you know what? As much as I kind of think it's kind of, I got to give the person credit for originality and creativity, and it's a catchy tune. But at the same time, I can't help but have like severe cringe. It has a severe cringiness factor as well. So you've been forewarned.
Okay. All right. And this is the same thing I showed earlier. Not, but we kind of caught a glimpse. Okay, let me rewind that back because I got to share it. But this is the guy who I think he's had on his show before, saying that he's part of the Lizard Man conspiracy. That he is in fact a lizard man.
A reptilian?
Oh yeah. Why did I say lizard man?
Because it rhymes with reptilian.
Oh, okay. I guess we're just splitting hairs here now. Come on. I don't think I lost my energy, some of it. I don't know. See, it's a good thing I did that song earlier.
Yeah,
Anyway,
get it out of your system.
Right. Here's this, by the way.
I know, right?
Now, if you watch him real closely, you can tell he kind of looks like one of the reptilian people.
Yes, you can. I think everybody needs to put their own discernment on that.
Look at that right there.
Yeah.
Moses and the children of his song unto the Lord. COVID-19. To the state of Maine, to Brownsville, Texas, and the tip of Florida. Today, we speak to this atmosphere. Today, burn this thing. Virus hates heat. You just burn this thing. Burn. Black hole, supernatural heat waves. Burn. COVID-19.
Look at that guy back there. It looks like he's stomping on it.
You get out of here now. You don't do it. You don't do it. You get out of here. Burn this thing. COVID-19. I'm through. The wind of God. You are destroyed forever, and you'll never be back.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh man, that's one of those LOL moments, man. It's just like forget LOL moments. That's one of those LMAOLM, whatever the hell, you know.
Yeah.
That is funny as all get out. Now I will say this.
What does it say about our society that's like one of the top videos trending on the internet in our country?
That is saying to our society that everyone is bored as hell.
Yeah, well, that's a true statement. It's just weird the things that people find amusing, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, that was quite amusing in its own way, you know. I could totally see that being an entrance song for a wrestler or something.
Oh, yeah, for sure. especially like his first match back. After all this, because eventually they'll have to wrestle again, right? You
Oh
can't
yeah.
maintain social distancing in a wrestling match.
No, but that would be funny to see them try. That'd be a good skit for Saturday Night Live, I think.
They can just throw chairs at each other.
Across the ring, yeah.
Yeah.
Take their boots off and start throwing them. You know, since wrestling is pretty much a show, maybe they could do things. They can pretend like they're wrestling each other with their minds. Just like put their
Mental calisthenics, yeah.
put their finger in their head and go, I'm putting you in a headlock. I'm putting you. And then all of a sudden the guy pretends like he's in a headlock. I'm putting figure four. And then the guy's putting himself in the figure four. Just saying.
Well, yeah.
Body slam. I'm taking it telepathically. And then all of a sudden the guy jumps up in the air and slams himself to the mat. Okay.
But you digress.
Yes, I do. I could go on with that forever, by the way. Lorraine Lamore says we need entertainment, and I do think that that's true, man. She thought that was hilarious as all get out.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad she liked it.
I have some things I want to share on Shifty Sunday, and I might just save those things for Shifty Sunday. But here lately, I've been watching a lot of cult videos, like a cult. Is it a cult or is it cult?
CULT.
Cult. Not a cult.
No, a cult is something totally different.
Oh, okay. I got you. One of the videos I specified on watching was the one that you brought up, how terrible things seem to happen on April 19th, between April 14th to April 19th. Am I wrong?
Oh yeah, we covered that. Yeah, it was April 15th through the 22nd.
Oh, okay. April 15th through the 22nd. Okay. Well, one of the things that I worked on is I focused on the David Koresh thing, the whole Waco, Texas thing, that happened in 1993. And when you stop and you think about it, a lot of things occurred between 1992 to about 1998 or 1999. And I have those things that I want to quickly mention on the show. And let's see if you guys agree or disagree, okay? Uh-oh. Did I break up?
Nope, you're fine. I was just on another screen. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So here's the things that occurred between the year 1992 to 1997. Okay.
All right, 92 to 97. That's 5 years.
All right. The first thing that I could think of right now, just off the top of my head, I do have a list, but it isn't written down anywhere. Ruby Ridge. Ruby Ridge was about a white supremacist dude who had his own beliefs. I don't think he was quite a white supremacist. I'm not sure the whole story on that, but they said he was a white supremacist who boarded him and his family up in the cabin in the woods on Ruby Ridge. Ruby Ridge, what was that, Colorado?
Yeah, Colorado.
Okay. And the FBI started investigating him because he had some kind of, they noticed he was purchasing and stockpiling weapons. And so he was stockpiling the weapons because they planned on living out in the wilderness the rest of their life, And so they were under investigation at the time. And to make the long story short, some federal agents were killed by them. So they ended up killing the wife, his 14-year-old son, and I think there was one more that got killed. I think one of their friends or something like that. And this whole thing became this one huge incident, which led to they finally got the guy got the guy and his family out of the cabin, and I don't think anything really came of it because I think it was a whole embarrassment or a black eye on the FBI, if you will. So that was the whole Ruby Ridge incident, and I will go further in detail into that on Shifty Sunday. Okay, that was
All right. That was a little sneak peek.
Sure.
A teaser, have you?
And then, of course, that led to the FBI targeting someone else in 1992 or 1992, at the end of 92, early 93. David Koresh, otherwise known as Vernon Howe, a package of hand grenades, empty, hollow hand grenades, in other words, duds, was being shipped to him through UPS. Unknowns to the UPS driver what was being shipped until his truck, back hatch of his truck opened up and a box fell off the truck. When he went to investigate the box was open and he saw the hand grenades and freaked out right away and called the police. This led to the investigation of Vernon Howe, aka David Koresh, which led to the whole Waco incident. And we all know what happened at Waco.
So basically, you're telling me, if you could go back in time and change the outcome of the box of grenades spilling out in the UPS driver, that the what we know as current history could be totally rewritten.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, it would have never have happened. Like the whole investigation would have never got started had that box of grenades not tipped over. And wow, isn't it weird how just a small incidental thing like that can have such an impact?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And there's a whole lot to that, but here's one of the particular things is the sheriff of this town had plenty of chances of stopping David Koresh when he was walking down the street or going over a package or going to Walmart or whatever. They could have quietly arrested him off the streets, and this whole thing could have been resolved right there and then. But instead of that, for some reason, they waited until he was boarded up inside the, what do they call that? The combine. What do they call it? Yeah, well, compound, but it's also called
commune.
Covasac. Am I saying that?
How about commune? well,
that too, sir. I mean, it could be called, and any of those things would work, I guess. But anyway, the long story, it started off a 51-day standoff between the FBI and the Davidians.
Yeah, Davidians. That's when you got a whole bunch of Davids. You just call them Davidians.
The Branch Davidians. That's right. Tobin Schwing just corrected me there. But it started the whole 51-day standoff, and unfortunately ended up in the killing of about, I think it was 51 people, including women and children, at a devastating fire in Waco, Texas. Okay, and that was one of the things. Another thing that happened was the whole O.J. Simpson thing. O.J. Simpson back in 1994 was accused of murdering his wife and his wife's girlfriend, Ronald Goldstein. Goldman. Okay, well, sorry, I knew it was one of those gold names. But anyway,
Goldfinger. That's right.
Goldfinger. Yeah, but no, that
he walked in and he pointed right at OJ and said he did it.
Right.
No, but honestly, yeah. I mean that. And have you seen like? I don't even know where to begin with all that. I mean, there's just so much to say. I remember that time very clearly though, because that's when my 1994 is when my first daughter was born, and I just remember how everybody was just so divided on whether he was guilty or innocent, and it really did just seem like people people that want that there was people who no matter how much evidence you put in front of them, they were never going to say he was guilty, and they were totally convinced he was innocent and that he was set up. And now looking back at it years later, even to this day, I 100% don't know for sure that he actually did it, but I don't actually know 100% for sure that he didn't. Well, what was your take on all of that, Hebrew?
I am 100% sure that he didn't do it himself. However, I am not saying that he didn't hire someone to do it.
All right.
That has been known as a possibility. And I think at the time he was going to use Kato Kalin as sort of an alibi, as it were. He was having him stay at the house. And I think at one time, not an alibi, he was going to use him as sort of a scapegoat.
Oh, okay. Like, you mean make him a patsy, like frame him for the murder?
Yes.
Okay. I can see how that could have been possible.
I'll be right there.
All right. Well, we'll be right here.
Okay. And okay, now moving on to 1995.
All right, 1995.
1995, a young man by the name John Bobbitt was caught in instrumental affairs, and him and his wife's marriage, and his wife found out about it, and
like what's she gonna do? Cut it off?
Right, like what's she gonna do? Cut off his wang? That's exactly what happened. Is the following day, John Bobbitt looked down from underneath the sheet and realized that his wee was missing.
Yeah, that's why the name Lorena Bobbitt will forever go down in infamy as the first female to, in revenge for incelibacy, chop off the wanker.
Exactly.
That name will ring through history for years to come.
Also,
uh,
in 1995, in history, the same year, I don't know exactly, don't give me the dates or anything, the Rodney King incident occurred. Now, for those that don't know, Rodney King was an African-American male who was pulled over by the police and subsequently beaten nearly almost to his death. And
yeah.
This started
and it was shown on TV.
Well, I was going to say this started off a chain of events which led to the infamous LA riots at the time.
Yes, it did. And are you familiar with the Mandela effect surrounding this incident?
No, I am not, sir.
Well, all you need to do in order to find it is, what is he famous for having said?
Oh, yeah. You mean when he said, hold on, can't we all just smoke a bong?
Yeah, he doesn't say that anymore.
Oh, he doesn't?
No.
No, I'm just kidding, of course. I know it. The saying was, can't we all just get along?
I know. Well, let me look it up. I don't want to just speak out the side of my mouth because I have been known to do that. Well, what was his name again?
Wait, huh?
Rodney King.
Rodney King.
Rodney King.
But I wanted to tell a joke real quick. Tobin says, what would Elena Elena. I thought her name was Elaine. Oh well. What would Elaine Bobbitt name be if she was Russian? Okay, so we'll just wait. What? Okay, I give up. What would her name be if she was Russian? Lorraine Bobbitt. Wasn't Lorraine Bobbitt?
Lorena.
Yeah, Lorena Bobbitt. What would her name be if she was Russian? I'm just curious. I hate the lag on this thing. I haven't had a regular Coke in years. It's good stuff. I see you're hard at work there, looking up the what were we talking about again?
Rodney King.
Oh yeah, Rodney King. I think the original quote was, "Can't we all just get along?"
Yes.
But what is it now? Oh, that's what you're researching. Okay. I have a few others to go over, so.
All right. So yeah, I'm sending you a link. Don't click on the image. Click on the link.
Okay.
Basically, there is a video. If you wanted to look it up, we could watch it. But he doesn't say, "Can we all just get along?" Even though there's thousands of memes, thousands of historical quotes from different sitcoms and different, I mean, you name it. How many times have you heard the "Can't we all just get along"?
Sure.
However, in this reality, all he said is, "Can we all get along?"
Yeah, that's what Tobin Schwing says. That's weird.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, where did everybody come up with the word "just" if he never said it?
Like you said, the thousands of memes. I even remember at the time when this happened, when he said it, there were jokes about, like I just said earlier, can't we all just smoke a bong?
Yeah. Yep. It has definitely been Mandela affected.
Wow, that is totally weird, dude. Totally weird. It doesn't even make sense now.
I mean, that's just a normal thing to say. It's just, I mean, it doesn't stand out like the original quote did. The way he put it, "Can't we all just get along?" That included everyone. It created it was a catchy thing to say. It was repeatable. It was, unique. But "Can we get along?" That has no with where to thaw, it has no stand the test of time to thaw.
Yeah.
I just like to put a thaw at the end of the word, make it sound.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
But moving on though, shortly after that incident, I think it was either 95 or 96, Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding was accused of hiring a hitman to brutally.
No, all she said was just go break a leg. That's all she said.
Yeah, right. Go break a leg.
Everybody likes to blow this out of proportion. Like she hired some big dumb guy to hit her with a bat or something.
All right. Club Nancy. Oh man. I'll tell you what, man. And then I think it was that same year or the year after, 96. I think it was was it in 96 there was a boy from the U.S. who was over in Singapore and spit on the sidewalk, and his punishment was to get an extreme caning on his backside. Not an extreme one, just a few whacks with a cane on his backside. And I think that was made into a huge deal. And the United States government at the time even wanted to step in. They were trying to grant him embassy. And I think, that was a huge deal that was on the news.
Right. I mean, it is. It was. I mean, it's one of those things. There's so many obscure laws that the things we normally would do here in the States. I particularly don't make a habit of spitting on the sidewalk, but I'm fairly confident that if I do, there won't be a caning in my near future.
No, I would think not.
However, that and along with a lot of other, little things, little particular things like that are considered extremely disrespectful in other cultures. So I guess it would be wise to, when you're going to travel abroad, to to have somebody, take the time and educate yourself on the do's and don'ts, as to avoid such conflict.
Now, I'm not quite sure on this one, but I think in 1998 or maybe it was 1999, the Columbine shooting occurred, and I think it was the first major school shooting that ever happened in America at the time, I think.
Yeah, it was. It was a historical precedence. There had never been anything quite like it, and what made it so obscure is the fact that it took place where it took place, because that town was pretty much like a one-trick pony town. Everybody that lived there and worked there and went to school there all worked at the same government facility, so everybody knew everybody, and and all these kids that were victims were government employees, so it really raised a lot of eyebrows.
It sure did. I tell you what, I remember when all these events, when that one in particularly unfolded, and I remember them talking. I don't know if this is the same event, but I think we talked about it when you were talking about. I think this was one of those events that happened around April 15th to April 20th.
April 22nd, yeah. And then we did that show last week. I think it was on the 15th, and we went down and we listed all those events. And then when you know that there was a shooting in Canada of historical, like that worth more casualties than any other shooting, and it occurred in that time span. Remember, we talked about guessing what it would be, if it would be a shooting or an earthquake or a fire or whatever it might. You remember us having that conversation?
Oh yes.
I'm looking up the details now.
That's when I did my Abraham Lincoln poem.
Yes.
Which I might recite again at the end of the show. Who knows? Who knows what Hebrew's about to do?
Yeah, according to CNN.com, domestic assault may have triggered Canadian rampage that left 22 dead, police said.
Wow.
And this happened on, well, technically it might have happened on the 23rd, one day outside of the window. It doesn't say here what day, but the article is dated the 24th.
I do have about 3 more things on the list to get to. But did you look something up?
Oh no, it happened on April the 20th.
April the 20th.
Yeah.
A severe shooting in Canada.
Yeah. Larger than any other shooting in their history. It's the worst thing to happen there as far as anything like that.
Oh wow. So that was kind
And
of
go
like,
figure, it happened in the timeline. I'm not even wanting to be right on this. I wish that we were wrong. I would hope that this would be a
oh yeah.
trend that would break. That's really sad. I guess one good thing we have going with in our favor with all these schools being closed is it's a lot less likely to occur. Any type of school shootings this year.
Oh well, yeah, I would think so. In fact, the school year is about a month and a half away from being over.
Yeah, I
Um,
wonder. I mean, will seniors still get to graduate?
you know what? I'm thinking about that myself, and not only that, but what about the prom? I mean, the prom is one of the biggest current events of the year.
They're
Thousands,
they're they're not going to get to have one. They're going to
right?
be not denied their senior prom.
And that brings in a lot of money to those towns. When the prom happens, did you know that like it's the most money spent on a particular kind of dance? Like the guys are all out renting tuxedos or buying. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Corsage, the ladies are buying their dresses. Are buying their dresses and stuff
Uh-huh.
like that. Shoes.
Alcohol sales. The weed man, he does great that weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I never went to mine. You
Oh,
know?
okay. I mean, but you just chose not to, or I mean,
Yeah. Well, me and my friends were sitting around one day and we were like, that is the most overrated. Um, what do you call it? It's the most like park. It's you know such a business incorporative type thing. It's so mainstream that we all decided as a group not to go. In fact, we had our own party at a local dance barn in my area. So we chose not to go.
well, let me ask you this. Do you remember the party that you did in place of your prom?
Hmm, that's a good point.
Do you remember the things that happened that night?
No, I don't. But
Uh,
I can tell you this. Um, it's usually when you don't remember what happened is when you've had the most fun.
did you take any pictures?
Uh, uh
Like of
yeah,
your friends coming picking you up and putting the cummerbund on you or anything like that?
nope.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess it's an even trade as long as you had a good time. That's really the whole point of the evening, and to have something memorable.
Right.
So, if
You
you felt
know,
like you had a memorable moment and a good time, then that was your prom.
tell you what, brother. It word I was looking for a while ago was commercialism. It seems like to me that prom is the most highly commercialized event of the year, and that's what we were fighting against back in those days.
I'm
Was
with
the
you.
commercialism of it all? Yeah,
Would you want me to tell you the story around my prom?
yes, sir.
All right. Well, the we're going to do my senior prom because that's the one I want to
Sure.
discuss. All right.
All right.
That particular year, I was on the yearbook staff. I was a photographer slash artist for our yearbook that year. So on our extended lunch break, I was able to leave the school premises in order to go have lunch at like a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, or some other type of restaurant or establishment on occasion because I would go there to try to secure their advertising for the yearbook, and in return, I was allowed to grab lunch while I was out. I was there. So anyway, make a long story short, once I got on the yearbook staff, my um, I don't know, my social credentials, slightly elevated. I wouldn't go like to being like super cool, but I wasn't like super uncool anymore. I was somewhere in the middle. And anyway, so I caught the eye of a girl that I was trying to catch the eye of, and I asked her to prom, and she said yeah. And I was like so excited about it. All right, so I'm taking her to prom. Well, I don't really like, I don't want to mess it up, so I don't overly like interact with her. Like I don't start calling her every day. I don't start hanging out with her all the time. I don't want to screw this up, so I purposely don't spend too much time with her, but just enough to make sure that we're still cool, because I don't want to take the chance of us having any type of falling out before the prom over some petty disagreement, or her coming to some type of realization that maybe he's not such a good idea to go to the prom with. Okay, it was my own insecurities that limited my interaction with her. Okay, you with me so far?
Oh yeah, I'm right here, dude.
All right. So long story short, I drive over. I borrow my grandpa's Park Avenue. He's got one of those old classic Park Avenues. I drive over to pick her up in this big old, like, I don't know, it's like rose red, like a rustic rose red Park Avenue. And I get to the front door and I meet her dad with a shotgun. And I'm like, alrighty then. I mean, we're talking, high school prom, where you think we'd be past the shotgun wedding scenario, right? Well, it turns out that he wasn't there at the door for me. It was for this other guy that pulls in the driveway right behind me with his system blaring.
Oh shit!
And he thinks he's taking his daughter to prom. Apparently, he had asked her a long time before I did, and she, I guess, tried to explain to him that she was going with me, but he wasn't trying to hear all that.
Right.
So he was showing up anyway. But luckily for me, her dad already had his shotgun out.
Holy cow! No,
So I just went down a seat in the kitchen, and her dad handled my light work for me.
Oh man.
But yeah, that was an awkward experience for me, nevertheless. And best believe I had his daughter home on time.
Oh man, that was a good prom story, dude. If not an awkward one. Oh, I feel sorry for that guy.
Yeah, I know, right? Sometimes no just means no, my man. Get over it.
Right? Extreme no. Sometimes you got to use an extreme no on those knuckleheads.
Right?
But no, I still have a few things I want to get over on the tragedies of the 90s. And then we'll give this room one final shout out, and then we'll move on to a couple of promotions I have to promote.
Okay. Nothing like promotions you got to promote.
Yeah.
That's kind of like covering the cover story.
Right, like we did earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, before I do those promotions, I got to do jumping jacks as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this is a thing.
Yeah. This is a thing. That's right. You could do that on your story on Shifty Sunday.
Yeah.
Apparently, Hebro does jumping jacks in between segments.
And in case you didn't know, it's a thing.
Right. Oh man, I'll tell you what though, I had so much energy coming into the show, and now it's slowly starting to dwell away as the show grows into its final hour.
Oh, okay. Well, that's how deep and metaphorical of an analogy.
Mm-hmm, man, only I, Hebro from Eternia, can come up with such analogies.
Yes.
Actually, I should have changed my name to Michael Knight.
Well, there's always next time.
That's right. We gotta do this again sometime.
And, you know, we've been known to, on occasion.
It seems like on Saturdays we have our theme shows. Like we have different themes for different shows.
Okay, yeah. Theme shows. I like that. Let me write that down. Different themes for different shows. All right, I got it.
Kind of like different strokes for different folks.
Right? Different beers for different years. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, what do you think I was going to say? Never mind. Yeah,
I
okay.
don't know. I was reading Lorraine Lemure's comments.
Lorraine Lemoore. What does she have to say?
Oh, she just said to your story. She says, "Good God, had she said yes to the guy ever?"
Yeah, apparently he was. He had asked. He was from a different school, and he had asked her to go to his prom, and she had agreed to it since nobody had asked her to go to her own prom. And then when I finally got up the nerve to ask her, she said, "Yeah." She told him that she wasn't coming, that she was going to go to her own prom, that she had a date to her own prom. But like I said, he wasn't trying to hear all that.
Right. It still made for a funny story on tonight's show, though.
Yes, it did. Yeah, I wish I could have made it up, but you can't make that kind of stuff up.
No. I was getting ready to say you can't make that kind of stuff up, man. that was good, though. Hey, but getting back to the 90s. Okay. Another thing that happened, I think it was in 97. Yes, I'm backtracking here, folks. But in 97, there was the incident that occurred, which is now called Heaven's Gate. And what that was sort of this dude, right? He was all kind of wacky and hacky. And he believed in the prophecy from the Bible that there would be an Armageddon, but he own little twist on it. What his belief was that aliens would come down from Mars, and on the seventh night of the seventh day of the seventh year, so it occurred in 97, the aliens would come down and take all their bodies up into heaven. And it's actually their belief that Jesus didn't ascend into heaven by some divine force. It was actually their belief that aliens had come and beamed him up to heaven in their UFO to take him to a different planet.
Huh. The seventh day of the seventh month of 97.
Yes.
Interesting.
And what was even more interesting was his mass leads of followers, unfortunately, had all committed suicide, but they did so by using a particular drug or sleeping pills or something like that. And when they found the bodies, they were all wearing Nike shoes with black sheets covering their bodies.
Huh. That is really strange.
And the whole
you don't hear about stuff like that so often anymore. And I think it's not because they don't exist. I think that they're just better at disguising themselves as legitimate things.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
The guy was a master of manipulation.
Oh, yeah, a master manipulator.
Yes. And,
yeah.
And
I'm sure that he took advantage of people who were down and out, Yeah. A lot of times when people show up at the doorstep of a church, they're going through something. They're usually on their last dollar, looking for a meal, a place to stay.
Low self-esteem.
Yeah, low self-esteem. Very vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you ring the doorbell, and, of the church, and this guy shows up. Well, you know what? We happen to have a room available right now, free of charge. All you gotta do is come on in and let us indoctrinate you into our parish or our cult in this particular case. Yeah. And you don't even realize it's happening until you're knee deep in it.
Their belief was that they would be taken by UFOs, but he had to convince the entire parish to freaking kill themselves.
Yeah.
It was a tragic event, no doubt, but a lot of your cults do these kind of things. I mean, we can look all the way back to 1977 with the whole Jonestown incident.
Oh yeah, there's lots of examples, that's for sure. And I mean, those are extreme examples when you have the entire, group or whatever, do a mass suicide. Though, I mean, it's not like that happens every all the time. It's a common occurrence. But cults in general are not as uncommon as one would like to think they are. Just that extreme behavior is just, is a bit unnerving and not as often, but you'd be surprised some of the stuff that takes place in some of these kinds of things. And I personally don't like to spend too much time dwelling on things of that nature and allowing it to get into my frequency, my vibe. I don't want to, but at the same time, it's worth noting that it does exist, and you have to beware of such things.
Oh yeah. Lorraine Moore says, and I left this part out, but I will talk about it on Shifty Sunday. She says a comet was coming close, and he claimed that was the alien ship. And this is interesting because if you look at our current prophecy, which prophesies the end of the world, our current prophecy, which is followed by COVID-19, a comet has passed us, or it's coming towards us, or something like that. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, that atlas. It's broken up. I saw footage of it today. It was originally supposed to be a really bright green, immense object that would be brighter than the moon, but it has broken into several smaller pieces. So now it's more like a meteor shower than it is a comet per se. But comets are also this time of year, for whatever reason, April is when the comets are known to be more frequent, just generally speaking. So it's kind of funny that would be the thing that. And there is prophecy. There's so many prophecies that are string around comets. I mean, as far as plague and bad. They're considered a bad omen throughout history. A lot of times these alien things show up at the same time as the comets. The plague show up at the same time of the comets, and just other bad mobo jobo in general seems to come around the comets. Sure. Comets have historically become in ancient cultures have historically become a bad omen, for lack of a better way of putting it.
And moving on to the 90s, as I continue down the list, in 1998 was the bombing of the World Trade Center parking. What was that, parking garage in the World Trade Center bombing?
Yeah, the lower level. Yeah, the parking area. Yeah.
And that was the first time that Osama bin Laden had been put on the map in our sort of our terrorist attack FBI files, as it were.
Yeah.
And this is just 3 years. Hold on, just 1 second.
Yeah.
And then I'll let you read.
No, go ahead. I didn't realize you were still reading. Go ahead.
Just 3 years, or 4 years rather, excuse me, prior to the attacks on 9/11, which I'm not going to get into the whole 9/11 thing and how it's a conspiracy, that it wasn't Osama bin Laden and blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying how it was in 1998. In 1998, let that stand on its own 2 feet, and that's all. Just that incident is what I wanted to discuss. Go ahead.
All right. Well, yeah, it definitely did happen, and I mean, that's arguably, on one hand, it was considered a success because, it definitely incited a lot of terror. But compared to what, and now looking back at it, after the fact and knowing what was to come later, really wasn't. It was mostly a fail for them as far as what they were trying to accomplish and what actually transpired. But yeah, I remember when that happened, and it was a big deal. And there's so much you could say about Osama bin Laden. I mean, put him on the map as far as terrorists is concerned, but I mean, I just remember, back then, Oliver North going in front of going on CNN and standing in front of the Congress and the House or whatever, and saying that the thing he feared most was Osama bin Laden, and the fact that he had been a CIA, he was trained by the CIA, he was an asset of the CIA for many years. They actually created the monster that he became. The U.S. government actually created him and taught him how to do all the things that he learned how to do. It's just big. When you go back and you look at this stuff in history, it's hard to believe that that it really was what it was. And I'm not even talking tinfoil hat stuff here. This is all well documented, common knowledge.
For sure. And okay, one more thing that happened in the 90s. Not so much a tragedy, but more of a controversy. Well, not a controversy. Sort of, it actually happened, and it was well documented. Was the attempt on impeachment of Bill Clinton, and this was the early 90s. I'm not even sure what the exact date was, where it was he lied in front of a inquiry board as to whether he had sexual relations with one Monica Lewinsky, which we know today of all the details of that. But back in the, I think it was 94 or 95 when that incident occurred.
Yeah, something like that.
The whole Monica Lewinsky thing, and as much as we could sit here and argue the fact that it was immoral, it was this or that, blah, 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 I want to go on record right here and now by saying that I think that Bill Clinton was still a good president, irregardless of what his personal life may have brought, is what I would like to say, in my opinion.
All right.
It doesn't necessarily reflect the opinion or expressions of the Hebrew Show or the Hebrew Show channel. Okay, go on, sir. You have something to say?
No, what you said, I ditto that.
Oh, okay. Cool. But that's pretty much the last incident of the 90s that I wanted to bring up. I would, however, like to give this room the shout out that it deserves. If we're ready for that. Have you got anything else to add to the whole Bill Clinton incident?
Yeah, I do have one other thing. I'm looking it up now. Just give me one moment.
All right. Oh, real quick though, how could I let this slip my mind? I think it was 91 or 92 when we went into Operation Desert Storm. I totally forgot about that. The whole war lasted a total of, what was it, like 5 days, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, 24 days? What was it? Hold on. I'll give you the exact number. I'm not being totally professional here by saying that. Dang it. How do I get to that? Google. Oh yeah, Google. How long did okay. Are you ready for the numbers? 43 days. From the start to finish, Desert Storm was only lasted 43 days from January 17th to February 28th in 1991. So I was correct about the year. In fact, the land campaign is infamously known as the 100-hour ground war for obvious reasons. That's about as long as it lasted. So that was a huge event in American history. That war, which I surprisingly kind of skipped over.
Yeah, I can't find the thing that I was gonna do anyway.
But what do you think about Operation Desert Storm?
What about it? That it lasted only 43 days?
40. Oh man, now I have to go back into it. Yeah, 43 days.
I don't know, man. I just remember when it actually happened and we first started it. I was actually at the mall.
Really?
You know, like they had like shops at the mall that sell electronics, and a lot of times this was kind of like flat screens were just kind of in development back then. So like they would only have a few flat screen models, and they would have them in the window of like as you pass by, you know, so you would see it in the window as you pass by the store. And I remember that it was showing clips of the fact of Desert Storm and you know the shock and awe campaign. You know, I remember that's what they called it, and everybody was gathering around watching it. You know, like it started off like in the middle of like I don't know of the evening, right at dinner time. It was like wee hours of the morning there, and that's when they were launching those planes and setting off the attack. I just remember people just being so infatuated, standing around the TV, watching it on the television, just you know, jaws dropping, couldn't believe we were, you know, everybody's mind that it was the beginning of World War III. You know.
Yeah.
Of course, it turned out not to be that, but that's what we all thought was about to happen.
Yeah, I just remember shoot, I was in I'm gonna say middle school or maybe junior high at that time.
Yeah, I guess you would have been.
Now, the information that I looked up, this was the actual first. Hold on. This was one of the first big wars, besides the War of Grenada, which began dawn of October 25th in 1983, which only lasted in a matter. We declared total victory within a matter of days. This was the first big war, if I'm not mistaken, since Vietnam that everybody remembers. Like I don't know if you can consider the War of Grenada a war, so to speak, so much as it was an invasion. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it would mark the first and last victory of the U.S. American wars as of today. Because as of today, we've been at war with Iraq or whatnot, an ongoing war since about 2001. Would you agree with that? Sir? Kit, come in, Kit. Kit, can you read me, Kit?
Yeah, I would say I pretty much agree with that.
Oh, okay, cool. What you looking up there, buddy?
Well, I'm trying to bring up this song and I can't find it now all of a sudden.
These events in the 90s do remind me of a song that came out. I think it was by Weird Al Yankovic, which is spelled incorrectly now, I might add. What was it? Do you remember that song where the guy goes, oh, it was by the Crash Test Dummies. Once there was this boy who got his ass beaten red by yeah, you know what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, I listen to that song all the time.
But it was Weird Al did that part. I don't know what the original. I don't know.
You're cracking me up.
I know. Well, what was that song by Weird Al? What was the name of it? Do you remember?
I honestly can't remember, but I do know the song of which of that you speak of.
Yeah, by the Crash Test Dummies. But basically,
Okay, yeah.
Weird Al wraps up the events of the 90s with his parody of that song. I wonder if I could play the song on here and not get copyright striked.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Yeah, let's do it. You want to hear the song, my friend?
Sure.
All right, here it goes. Are you ready?
Oh, you already got it queued up.
No. I'm not that good. Okay, hang on. Crash Test Dummies. Whoops, I forgot to say parody. OD. Okay.
Weird Al.
Weird Al. This Headline News was the name of his song.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're just going to play a part of it. We're not going to play the whole thing. I don't want to get a copyright strike, and I might play it kind of fast. How's that sound?
Well, just pause it every 20 seconds or so.
Oh, I will, sir. Right now I've got an ad. Hello. Yo. My name is James. I'm here to say I use hairspray just about every day. Okay. Here we go. Let me speed it up, guys.
Once there was this kid who took a trip to Singapore and brought along his spray paint. And when he finally came, he had paint marks all over his bottom. He said that it was
Okay, so I thought he spit on the sidewalk, but apparently he spray painted something.
Okay.
from when the warden whacked it so hard. Once there was this girl who swore that one day she would be a figure skating champion, and when she finally made it, she saw some other girl who was better, and so she hired some guy to club her in the kneecap.
Okay, so let's move on. But what did you think about that part so far?
Yeah, I think we were just talking about that, weren't we?
Yes, we were. Yeah, this basically sums up the whole tragedies of the 90s.
I mean, why did we even have this whole show? We could have just came on the air, played that song, and did a shout out and wrapped it up.
All right. Why did we spend 2 hours and 14 minutes talking about this junk?
I know, right? Sometimes you just got to cut right to the chase, man.
Here comes the next part. I like this. Oh, I think I got it too loud. Hold on.
You think maybe it might be a little too loud?
Hold on. That's a little bit too loud.
Yeah. We're going to need some new speakers in the Studio B section.
How do I turn it down? It's not giving me that option.
Well, now that you busted the soundboard, it won't.
Okay, well, let's play it anyway. It might be better if I put it on normal speed, I guess. Since we're talking over it anyway.
Now it just sounds too long at normal speed.
Listen.
Made his wife so mad one night that she cut off his wiener, and when he finally came to, he found that Mr. Happy was missing. He couldn't quite explain it, it always just be there.
In the video, it shows John Bobbitt looking underneath the bed, and he's underneath the rug and stuff. Oh man, that's great. Wait a minute, system failure. Don't run away. We're going to do shout out. Oh, I think that's it. Okay, well, it talks about, it talks basically about Lorraine LaBobbitt. Lorraine Bobbitt and the kid that got his ass beat in Singapore, and the Nancy Kerrigan story. Basically, like you said, we could have just played that and it would have been good.
Yeah, I feel like this whole time I've been deceived, kind of like the frozen food section.
But yeah, when you think about all of this, it's like it seems like a lot of events happened between 1991 and 1999.
Yep. There's a lot of skep in those years, A lot of skeptical things took place.
But hey, you know what? We can't have a good show without doing a good shout out. So I'm just going to give this room one final shout out.
And I got a song I want you to play afterwards.
Oh, wait a minute. What kind of song is it?
Yeah, well, you'll find out.
Oh, okay. It's a surprise song. Gotcha. I'm down with that. Hey, look at David Hasselhoff's belt buckle right there. I mean, doesn't it look like just the kind of belt buckle that an 80s man would wear?
Well, yeah, for sure it does. Switch back over to the action figure.
Oh, yeah. Well, he doesn't have as a predominant belt buckle, but I sure will. You can't you can't really tell there because it's so small. And
look at the way his jacket just doesn't fit him nearly as form fitting. Like he looks like he skipped arm day and leg day.
Arm day and leg day. Like they're measuring them one at a time. One day, yeah, I need you to come in for a fitting for arm day.
Well, I was thinking of like working out. You know how you have leg day and you have arm day.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I get it. Working out. I thought you meant like the movement guy.
Oh yeah, well that would work too, I guess.
I need you to come in on Thursday to do the arms, and then on Friday we'll do the legs. Okay. No, I can't make it on Friday. I have an appointment. I have um an interview with CBS.
Yeah.
There's some shit like that. I don't know. But anyway, moving on to the shout out, and then we'll play your song. I promise.
Well, it's not my song.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean.
All right.
We have Teresa Lynch was here earlier. She got disappointed because I didn't mention her right away. Tobin Schwing was here. Lorraine Lamore, who has a contest, which I'll mention here shortly after we play that song. We got Tobin. Oh, I already mentioned Tobin Schwing. Tobin Schwing. Remember Wayne's World? Let's see here. Who else was in this house tonight, my good friend?
I heard you mention System Failure.
That's right. System Failure was here. He had to go. Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine.
The Michael de Fontaine.
And let's see, was Awake and Activating here? I thought I saw her here quickly, and then she disappeared quickly.
She's probably lurking. Word up to Michelle from Awake and Activate.
Heck yeah. And we will plug your guys' show here in a minute. CJ,
Your guys'
you got use guys's.
Use guys's.
Use guys's, that's right. The two Utes. The two Utes. What do you mean the two Utes? The two Utes. Oh, you mean the two youths. You seen that movie, right?
No, never heard of it. Keep going.
My cousin Vinny.
Yeah, I know. I'm just pieces.
But anyway, CJ Wood was here. She said hello earlier, way earlier on.
CJ Wood, say hello. Okay, go ahead.
Lotar 900. You know, I can't help but to think that Lotar 900 would fit right in with the Knight Rider whole thing. Like he could be one of the cars, like one of the bad guy cars that was after Kit.
Oh yeah, for sure. I could see that.
The Lotar 9000. Ooh, Jennifer Richardson was here. And she says, please don't hassle the Hoff. Oh shit. I'm still wearing my my action figure skin. Here we go. That's better.
Oh, there you go. Talk about a makeover.
Oh, Preliminals here with a smiley face. Oh, that was close. I almost spilled my drink. That would have sucked if I would have spilled my drink all over the computer.
Yeah, if you'd have spilled your drink all over your Lothar 900, you'd have been screwed.
Yeah, for sure. We wouldn't have got to hear the excellent song that you're going to share with us here in a minute.
Most definitely.
But hey, you know what, brother? I got something to tell you real quick. Let me snap my fingers as I say it. That was the end of the shout out.
All right. That was an excellent shout out, my friend. You did a great job.
Well, thank you. I feel like I'm getting better at them as we go on without you know who.
Yeah, okay.
Because you know who was the best shout outer in the business.
Well, he still is. It's not like he's gone.
Well, yeah. In fact, Armor Up. I'm kidding when I say you know who. I'm just joking. I've got jealous rage because he went on and did another show. No.
Or so you thought.
Yeah, that's what I thought anyway. Now, Armor Up, our good friend, brother, and broadcast partner, Armor Up, he does the best shout outs in the business. I'm just saying.
Yes, he does.
And You guys can catch Armor Up and his good friend Scarab Performance tonight. I think they're on tonight. I'm not I'm not sure, y'all. I'm not sure because I know Dan did mention they were going to have a show when they. His show was on at 2 a.m. last night. I mean,
Yes, we discussed this, but yes, it was on rather late. He got a late start and ran late.
I couldn't believe it. I thought I was watching the replay. I saw it was still on, or I thought it was just the replay, and I clicked on it, and it gave me the chat option. I'm like, what? I even typed it in the chat. I'm like, you guys are still live? I'm like, you got a late start. Damn. I know you checked it out. You checked it out.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, I thought you checked it out.
No, I haven't seen it. I fell asleep. I went to sleep before it started and woke up about a half hour after it ended.
I went to bed last night about 11:30 or 12 o'clock, and I woke up about 2:30. And when I woke up, I clicked on. I'm like, I'm going to watch the recap of his show, and it wasn't a recap, ladies and gentlemen. They were still live at like 2:30 in the morning. Well, 3:30 your time. Oh, Jennifer Richardson says that Speakeasy has been MIA for weeks now. Huh.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but who am I to say such things?
Yeah. You can usually catch one half of Speakeasy on Shifty Sundays, but like I said, on last year, I can't even speak right now. On last Shifty Sunday, good old Colonel Trotman went and got our friend Armor and took him for a mission. I guess he's still on that mission.
Well, those are important missions.
Yeah.
Colonel Trotman don't come get people just all willy-nilly,
Oh no, he comes and gets Rambo at least once a year. And Rambo,
I mean, when he shows up, that means serious business,
Oh yeah. Oh, Lotar 900 says he's on right now on his backup channel, the Book of Daniel. One of our friend and broadcast partner Armor Up's on there as well.
Well, how exciting is that?
I know.
Maybe
right?
we should go ahead and wrap this up then, I guess, huh?
Let's wrap it up so we can go over there and watch it.
All right.
Give him some support. I've had Dan on the show a few times. I think that the first time I had him on was a really good time. He came on and he was himself. He wasn't the Dan that you guys all come to know and love. Not that part of him wasn't there, but he seemed to, when he comes on the show, he seems to loosen up a little bit and be himself. He seems to be able to say whatever is on his mind more so than he does on his own show, which I can understand that. How you have sort of like anxiety about being on your own show that you feel like you're kind of held back a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. When he came on, he was very candid and upfront, and he opened up and shared some things that he wouldn't typically share on his own broadcast. So I dig what you're saying.
And I had a good time on there as well. As fate would have it, you were unable to be on there, and I do. As you remember me saying, I felt kind of bad about that. I said, "Man, I wish you were on there to share the moment with me."
Oh, it all worked out. Remember, we've talked about this before, but
you and I have.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good thing. It worked out. It worked out for the best. It gave you a moment you'd always wanted to have that moment where you get to shine, and had them all to yourself for an exclusive interview. And by golly, you got to have that moment. And I'm very happy for you that you got to have that. And I think it worked out for the best that it played out that way.
Yeah, it was kind of an awesome moment. I always considered Dan a friend or whatnot. We chat back and forth behind the scenes and stuff, but you know, I never had that moment where, like you said, it was just me and him, one-on-one interview type of moment. And I think that we gelled sort of, you know what I mean? Like we sort of did. We had that online chemistry type of thing, like you and I have, but in a different way. You know what I mean?
I totally understand, my friend. I totally understand.
But
Uh, you're reminiscent of Al Bundy and his famous quarterback stories when you talk about that time you had Dan on your show.
right. That's one of his only stories he has going on right now.
Yes, hero. I remember.
I scored 4 touchdowns in one game. Oh man. I often I often do a good impression of Dan. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but just saying. No, but I do believe you had a sort of song you wanted to share with us.
Yeah, with us playing that COVID-19 song earlier.
All right. Well,
This one's making its rounds as well. It'll help you understand it's subliminally. It's funny. I don't even know how to choose the right words to describe this. The imagery in here is meant to purposely point out to you the propaganda and how sometimes propaganda is blatantly obvious, yet you still don't realize it's propaganda. But when you're watching this music video, you will not only see the propaganda, but you will realize the propaganda. So hopefully it'll help you going forward when you're applying your discernment to images that appear before you on this magic black screen they call a phone or a TV. You'll be able to discern between what is and what isn't propaganda. And go ahead. It's most recent link, I think, in your.
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay.
I just wanted to say real quick. Every time you say propaganda, it reminds me of the Three Stooges when Mo would say propaganda, and then
propaganda.
And then,
but you know what? At the same time, it's a clever little song, and I hope people enjoy listening to it.
No, but getting back to my Three Stooges thing,
propaganda.
Mo would say propaganda, and then or somebody would say to the Three Stooges, "Yeah, it's all propaganda." He's like, "You know what propaganda is, don't you?" And then Curly would say, "Yeah, it's the father of Kidganda or something like that." I don't know. Propaganda.
That's funny.
No, but here we go. Here's I got a little.
Yeah, we can just let it play us out if that's how you want to do it.
Nah, I'm gonna use our Knight Rider theme, my good brother.
Okay, whatever you chose there, my friend. I hope this is the right link. I'm praying it is.
Well, all right. Do you see it there? Is it on?
Yeah, it looks right.
That guy's got a bag on his head. By the way, children, don't ever put a bag on your head. Just saying. All right, here we go.
You may want to turn it up a little.
I think I got as far as it'll go.
Okay.
Vaccine. You're what we need to get us out again. Vaccine. Please rid us of this bug and make it end. Your promises beyond compare. We need your shot everywhere. We're tired of this endless quarantine. We miss spring break and restaurants too. Our homemade meals are not so new. We're waiting for your power now, vaccine. Vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. I'm begging you to show yourself. Vaccine. Vaccine, 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 vaccine. Only you can end this quarantine. We're tired of endless household tasks, wearing gloves and wearing masks. My house has never ever been this clean. I've watched Tiger King and Ozark too. What else am I supposed to do? I'm zooming every day. Come on, vaccine. My yard has never looked this way. No weed is allowed to stay. My groceries are wiped down now. Vaccine. I've cleaned my closets, cleaned my car, taken walks, but not too far. Can't travel when we have cheap gasoline. Vaccine, 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 vaccine. You're the only answer now. Vaccine. Vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. Oh, please arrive and end this quarantine. Vaccine.
Oh boy. Oh boy. That last part got me. But no, I gotta tell you something, brother.
Yeah.
That definitely was propaganda.
Yes, it was. It was very. It was an educational film, to say the least.
Lotar 900, his comment here cracked me up. It's pretty nice that my video got 446 views. Oh no, not that one. Wait, it kicked up a notch. He says, looks like little Kim from North Korea kicked the bucket. Wait, oh, little Kim. Well, that's not funny. I don't want anybody to kick the bucket, but I mean, not that I love.
Oh, they're saying he. I heard last I heard he was brain dead, but
Yeah.
there's reports now that he's actually dead.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, we're
No,
talking
I
about
didn't
Kim
laugh.
Jong-un.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We're talking about the leader of North Korea,
Yeah,
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jim Lu or something like that. I
Yeah.
think it is. Anyway, no, I don't mean to laugh, but it's the way he said it. It's what he called them. You know, that's what made me laugh.
Right.
Little Kim, you know.
It'll be interesting to see how that plays out because, I mean, I don't know. I mean, who's next in line for the dictatorship? I guess I don't know what the title is called. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Yeah, you got it right, dictator. Or would it be who's next in line for king? No, it wouldn't be king. He wasn't king of anything. Maybe king of shit. I don't know. But no, I didn't mean that. No, where's your crown, king? Nothing, you know.
Have you watched any of this Tiger King crap that people were talking about?
No, I mean I know what it is, but I'm not really even the slightest bit interested in that.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched any of it. I've seen a couple little clips here and there on YouTube, and I don't think I totally understand it.
It
So,
looks like some backyard trailer trash guy that has a tiger or something, or that is king of the tigers.
well, yeah, he's got pet tigers. He's like an animal activist. Like he's all about protecting endangered species and things of that nature. I think. I really, honestly, don't know. I think that he has some type of animal preservation, but that's really all I know. I don't understand. I guess I'm gonna have to look I'm guessing we're gonna have to watch a little bit of it just to be able to have a common conversation with somebody about it, because everybody in the world's talking about it, and I don't even know how to even talk about it.
How can people fall for this shit? I mean, it's just like the Honey Boo Boo shit. I don't see how people watch that show.
You know,
without
it's funny you make that comparison, because from what I understand,
Yeah.
he is actually in jail as we speak.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I will say this though. I will say this. This is a compliment. He does have one fine. One hell of a mullet. I mean, that mullet it just totally speaks volumes about the '80s and early '90s.
Yeah, it's like it's doing a cover story on the cover story. It's so thorough.
Right. No, that's definitely it's a mullet look I've never seen the likes of since Silly Gay. I mean, Billy. What's his name? Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah, Billy Ray Cyrus, Sung Achy Breaky Heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we used to call that song "Naked Breaking Fart" back in my day. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming you must have been like in junior high when it came out.
Yeah, I'm a youngin'.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But no, hey, folks, I think even though I could probably go on all night long, I could hear it in your voice, Sagi. You're about ready for it to end.
Yeah, it is getting a little late for me. And I'm sure you're here. I'm sure you're used to trying that line out on all the ladies. And yeah, you know, as much as I'd like to go all night long, yeah.
I use that line on all the ladies when I'm not married. But I've been married for about 6 years now, so.
Oh, okay. She obviously knows you're not going to go all night long, but that's besides the
point. Well, you know, when you're married, that kind of all night long thing kind of slows to a crawl, especially when you got a kid. You know,
right? The only thing you might be doing all night long is snoring.
Right. Getting up to pee. I get up to pee all night long. No, man. But I'll tell you what, it's been one hell of a good show. And I'd like to thank everybody for being here. And I have a couple of plugs, if I may. May I?
Did you cover the contest?
I have not yet.
All right.
It says Lorraine Lamore is in here. Can we? I don't think we could send Lorraine Lamore an invite, can we?
I don't know. Can you?
No.
All right. Well, then no, you can't.
We'll just talk to her.
I tell you what. Let's just say there is a contest. The contest is you have to try to figure out what the heck I look like, and you do so by submitting a entry to Jeremy's Hero, which you will to Hero 77, his email address, which he will provide on the screen here shortly, and the best, the not the best drawing, but the one that is the most likeness to what I actually look like will win $25. Second place will take. Yeah, she upped the ante to 25. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And second place will receive a T-shirt, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. Yeah.
And then, and for those people who already know what I look like, after that, a week later, will be a second drawing for them to compete in separately, and the winner of that one will receive a $20 cash prize. And that's the long and the short of it, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, you did that perfectly, my man. I would slap you 5, but you're like 500 miles away from me.
And we'll cover it more thoroughly on Shifty Sunday, and maybe we can have Lorraine Lamore call in and provide us an update from her end as well.
Oh yeah, that too. I was being presumptuous. But no, hey, you know what, man? Also, yeah, we've got Shifty Sunday coming up, but I wanted to also plug, I believe, Awake and Activate. Phew.
Awake and Activate, yes.
I believe she now is going to try to have shows every Wednesday night starring you.
Well, not starring me. I'm going to be on her panel, on her phone panel, and we're going to take calls. We'll have a different topic each Wednesday. People are welcome to call in and share their experience, whatever it is that they would like to talk about. Hopefully, it'll be somewhat based on the topic we're discussing, but if not, we'll probably still take the call. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. We were going to start it this past Wednesday, but I had complications that prevented me from being able to be part of it. I think she still did go live, but I'll definitely be on that show with her this coming Wednesday.
All right, cool. And, I'm looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, me too. We'll see how it all goes.
There's one thing I got to tell you guys real quick. Also on Wednesday night, what don't forget to watch this guy's show right here, the guy's avatar I have on right now.
Oh yeah, Armor Up, Wednesday Word, 9 p.m. Eastern time, I think it usually comes on.
I do believe so, and I believe that's hold on, let me do his voice. That's an hour long.
Yeah.
Show. So there you have it. Was that your final? Did you have any more thoughts you wanted to bring up?
Nope, that's it. That's all I got for tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for Shifty Sunday.
All right, yeah. Don't forget, folks, tune in. My computer screen just went all hey wacky. But tune in tomorrow night at 8 Central, 9 Eastern. That ought to be a good show. So, for everyone here at the Hebrew channel, we would like to wish you all a good night, and we'll see you next time, my brothers and sisters. Have a good night.